Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. This is my first ever playthrough of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. We're here with Kyoko Kirigiri, one of my favorite characters in the world, and we get to investigate with Kyoko. Examine the corpses. I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
Correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living. Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer? Anyway, we have to hurry before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay, then show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository, so I guess we should head that way for now. So, it's weird that they're letting us walk there, though, right? Isn't that like something... They haven't been letting us walk places very often. They've kind of been teleporting us to a lot of places, too. But it's actually, like, really fun to walk around this building. It's really, really fun. So, are they in this art room? Are they here? Oh, it's here, yeah. Sorry, the art room's over here. But at least we get to investigate with Kyoko. That's fun. That's super fun. Click. I thought she said him, Fumi, and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid, but only for a moment.
So then.
Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
The Monokuma's file was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. Yeah, that can happen. You know, in a like, it's like, again, I work in a school environment. It's like, you know, you match the vibes of everyone else in the room. If the class is panicking, you tend to like get a little bit more nervous. Kind of works like that. What about Yeah. Yeah. So is there anything else you want to talk about?
I see.
Makoto, I found something.
Hey.
You did? You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore in his left hand? He did?
Ugh.
Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? I don't dislike you. No, that's not it. Anyway, you said he had a watch?
So then.
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving. It's most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock. So that means the watch was broken sometime after 6?
That's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Yeah, how long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know. You know that bedtime for the little boys and girls.
In other words.
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. Which means it must have happened at 6 this morning.
However.
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. You're right, there's something white in there. Can you try and pry it out? Me?
Because.
Rigor mortis has already set in. The boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right? Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. A piece of paper? Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
Is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Fumi's
So
body. Let's check Fumi's body now. Perhaps he left us a few clues of his own. Was he given a similar letter that Hagakure was given? The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Fumi's massive corpse from the nurse's office where he was discovered to here in the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing. Yep. I just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems that Fumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely killed using Justice Hammer 3, which we found in the nurse's office. But when we found his body in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses clean? But why would they do that? And why? Yeah, why? Speculation is dangerous.
Indeed.
So did you find anything? I did, more than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper?
Right.
Fumi had it hidden on him. Hidden?
Indeed.
He stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he'd hidden it on purpose, you see. His pants, wait, so
Why
you...
is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means. Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto, open it up. When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like, it better be important, Ifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room. This was given to Taka, though, and it was taken from him because there's a ripped piece on the side. Unless Taka ripped it and took a piece off it, but that doesn't sound right. What is happening?
So...
That sounds very familiar. That's it, it's the same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the truth. Although it's not exactly the same thing, is it? Last night someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The time is different. Hiro told us that the note was said to meet at 1 a.m. But the note wrote to Ifumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
Is that right?
Hold on, just because Ifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. I agree. Kyoko, I agree. Huh?
So...
Part of it wasn't torn off right. I think there's likely some meaning there. There's some meaning to the part of it being ripped. Could you maybe explain a little more? Think carefully. Hey. Why would he have been clutching at a scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
So then.
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? Paper. That's what you need to answer. The note Ifumi had been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Hey.
And while we're at it, I should tell you the other thing. The two victims this time definitely had their handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place. So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
Is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone on my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. A handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand. Yeah, I don't understand either. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind. Yep, I will. If Kyoko tells me that there's something to do with Rice Krispies in this case, I'm looking for the Rice Krispies. Already? Already?
Are you excited? Are you pumped?
No.
It's time for the class
Kind of.
trial to begin. Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. Yeah, it's crazy because I don't think I even have enough. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to a proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, we better get going. Okay. Oh. That seems so soon. Right? That seems so soon. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they are gathered by the red door. As soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
There's two of them. There's two of them. He's multiplied?
Wrong.
Not multiplication. It looks like that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast. It looks like the way I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
Whew.
Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, you're not playing along.
We're not here to play with you. Yeah, tell him. Okay, fine.
Hey! Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay, then shall we?
Please.
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, Hiro. You're gonna pay for your sins. I told you already I didn't do it, for serious. That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate it would seem that we have our culprit. I found the note.
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusation for when we get to the courtroom. Kyoko's always like the voice of reason.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to. Do it. I can't let whoever killed Ifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive. And for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Ifumi and Taka. The one who killed the two of our friends. The killer is... someone right here.
Yes, yes.
Come on, Big Mac, let's do it. Oh, Big Mac is a cool name. Okay, I like you again. It wasn't me, you gotta believe me. I do. I actually do believe you.
Hey.
The story begins when we get down there. It would appear the culprit has been confirmed. The trial will be over in no time. Nope, it will not. Were you listening? Wait till we get into the court to begin your argument. I gave you one free being mean time, so that's it. That's your only time. I don't like Monokuma's carefree attitude. You okay there, Hina?
Just the worst.
Let's hurry up and go so we can make Hiro pay for these crimes. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk towards the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. Less and less people on it this time. The clunky elevator kept us. I can't believe Togami and Toko are still here and my boy is gone. My boys are gone. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors stood open, opening up onto a cruel fate. Oh, it's blue now. It's actually kind of nice. When I'll see you gather, it's like Persona 3 almost. I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax. Only because of you. Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other? What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute. No, you're not cute. You're not even like cute if you were nice. Stop goofing around and begin the trial. I actually agree with Togami. Don't rush me. Of course I'm going to start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. That sounds like me ending every video. Oh, I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, and a deadly fate. A deadly class trial where Calvin has no idea what is going to happen. So we have new skills. I remember we got a new skill. The focus gauge decreases more slowly during concentration and fever time. Effective during the non-stop debate, the Hangman's Gambit, and the bullet time. Battle costs 5. It costs 5 SP. Okay, let's equip it anyway. I don't think we have anything else apart from melodious voice. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'm going for it. Let's go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Hina?
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Like, I understand where they're I'm not trying to, like, say that they're, like, stupid or something. Like, that's not at all what I'm saying. But, like, it's just, like, I think we should, like, definitely, like, you know, keep, you know, not just end the trial now.
You killed them!
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
That is kind of funny.
I'm sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
But see, you're finding the evidence but not thinking about the actual logic behind it. Like, since when has Hiro ever once shown that you could even ever do something like this or build a costume like this? He's a completely spiritual person. It was so out of place in his
It
room.
points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Is Hiro really the killer, or before anything else, we have to make that clear. Oh, we're going for it. Oh my god, look at all the empty chairs as well. Yashihiro's message.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro,
So is that
why?
is?
What?
Hold on a second. Is the message the one in his hand? The meet in the dining hall.
Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
Okay, let's see. I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awfully messy. If I remember right, Hiro's handwriting is...
Everything we found
Oh.
in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that
Oh,
you
it
are
blocked
the
it.
culprit.
It's not true. It's
Hiro, why?
It blocked
No,
it.
just
Okay, we have to
hold on a
like...
second.
Yeah, okay.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
No, that's wrong.
Is it because we're going on the handwriting, I guess? That's fine. That's fine. Well, I wouldn't even have thought of that, I suppose, but
Are we
it's
sure
important.
Hiro really made those blueprints?
Yeah. I should have thought of that, though. That's very lacking on my part.
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared.
I love this music in here, by the way.
handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
I love when me and Kyoko gang up on everyone else. It's the best.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
Thanks. Thank you, Tagami. I was hoping that someone else would get on board in this as well.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
Hiro.
Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Of course, he passes off to me.
Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Hiro.
I got it!
Who's Hiro?
Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
Well, Hina. Love ya.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
I don't know if it has nothing to do with it, but I understand what he's saying, and I agree. In a way.
Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement?
Of course.
Oh, I skipped that by
Before we
accident. Sorry,
get
guys.
to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
The tarp. So it's we're talking about moving Taka's body. It was the tarp. And the repository dolly, but which one do we choose? This one first?
I got it!
Yeah. So it's blue tarp and the repository dolly.
Gun!
So we can present two
They
things at
were
once?
A dolly and a tarp, right?
That's okay, that's something we didn't do before. That's actually pretty interesting. Okay. What's with the attitude?
Let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the
Taka.
equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
Yeah.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
How?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Well, I'm not positive. I'm going what the game is saying, Celeste.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment.
How? Would it be like... In our school, we have this wheelie thing that we used to do to move around like boxes and stuff. It's usually stationed in the art room 100%, but that thing ends up everywhere. That ends up in the maths room, that ends up in the Irish room.
Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
I mean, that is possible, Celeste, but you're just speculating
She's
now.
raised an objection. How do you respond?
Shut up, Tagami.
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
You know what's hilarious about this? The reason why, I would totally be okay with this. We solved both cases so far. We are the reason that, without us, this would not have happened. That's not me being arrogant. Our character literally, put this all together. You know, twice. You and Tagami, okay? Celeste, I was sparing you because I liked you. I thought you were great. You are still one of my favorite characters. But don't go down this road, because if we have to go down this road... You know? Then we're gonna say, what have you done? There's not anything, it's not just to aim towards me. There's nothing that boils my blood more in, well, there's a lot of things that probably would make me more angrier. But in real life as well, when someone doesn't do anything, but still acts like they've done everything. Have you ever been in a group project with someone, and they've done no work, but then they smile at the teacher, and say, this was a group effort, sir. And you're just looking at them like, we literally had to do your slides. We literally had to do your part. And this is what it feels like.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
I'm giving you a chance, Celeste. I don't want to go full on Tagami on you. I'm giving you a chance. I don't need to change your mind. I don't care about changing your mind. Some advice for you guys. If someone's acting like this to you, you don't need to change their mind. They need to change themselves and act a little bit nicer to you, okay? You don't need to prove yourself to someone who has seen you accomplish great things and still doesn't believe in you. At that point, they're just delusional and want to see you as lesser than so they can bring themselves up as well. Usually people like this will say this if they feel pretty inadequate about themselves, or they feel so inadequate about themselves that they've created a very big lie about themselves. And I've seen that happen with several people where they will believe that they, that they're, pardon my language, but their farts don't stink, you know? that believe that everything that they do is perfect. And the reason they believe this is because deep down they feel like they haven't accomplished anything. If I can explain to him why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository, a new element has been added to the bullet time battle. Sure, let's hear it. I'm just very frustrated because I didn't expect this from Celeste, because I thought Celeste was like a pretty reasonable character. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen underneath the tempo marker, you'll see an ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't been really a limit on how many on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the triangle button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you one bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the square button. Just like locking on, you'll have to press square in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember the square button now has a function along with the X and the triangle. Yep. You will automatically reload at the start of the fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. But if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. That's nice. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Well then, good luck and have fun.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
Final strike. Okay, we got through that for sure.
This should prove it.
That was fun though.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
Yes, Celeste.
When I found the dolly in the repository,
yeah, we know this happened. Yeah.
Had a blood stain on it.
See, I don't know why. Like, I forgot 2 points of the. Well, I would have seen this if I was looking through the evidence anyway, but I think I just forgot it in the moment again. I think there's something happening with my brain. I think it's just because I was frustrated with what she said. Probably that's why probably it was.
A pool of blood.
It stopped recording for a second, so I don't know what part it stopped recording on, but hopefully it picked up on every single thing that was happening. This trial so far has been pretty crazy for me, like,
so there's my proof that the dolly
because I feel like I've been missing out on a few things even though I know these things, and maybe it's just because I'm getting worked up a little bit. Does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
One thing I can't stand is when someone is clearly wrong about something and they won't own up to it. Like, if I'm wrong, like, I instantly just go, yep, that's me, I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Because I like just to avoid any future confrontation so people know, okay, like, at least I know if I have an argument with Calvin, it can be resolved, you know?
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
Yeah, the aspect of what type of robot doesn't matter as much as why it was created and why Hero doesn't remember what happened.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If you look back on how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Okay, let's go. Takami contributing, which is crazy. Robo Justice costume, let's see. Let's try our best.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Yeah, but I don't think the robot
Then you could push the dolly.
can bend over.
So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Sorry,
1 second. Let's see here now. Anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. Yeah, we saw this with when Hina tried it on as well.
I don't think I realized anything.
Yeah, I realized it right away. Tagami doing some contributing. Well done. I'm proud of you. This dolly doesn't have any handles, so to push you'd have to bend over. But would anyone wearing that suit have been able to actually stoop down like that?
As we know, Taka was killed, and from there, the body was moved
Oh my
to
god,
the
why did I do that?
repository, correct?
I was just testing it out.
The culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that
So
the
it has to
dolly
say bend
doesn't
over,
have
then
a
we can do
handle.
it.
Well, yeah. But even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
There we go. I slowed it down. It goes by very fast. I slowed it down.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low.
Yes.
But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
We found out you couldn't.
What do you mean?
Remember, Hina, you tried to bend over as well.
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. I can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight. Yep.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Yeah, and thanks to Hina trying it on, I feel like that's why we got where we were today. So thank you for trying it on.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
Yeah, not impossible, but I get what she's saying. I hate when people do that as well. When someone says like, man, this person's crazy, and then someone goes, actually, crazy is like not an actual diagnosis. You have to have like some sort of. And it's like the same with this. When someone says it's impossible, man, and someone goes, actually, it's more improbable. You know, it's like no, it's like you know what they were saying.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Yep, 100%.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
You know how I know Tagami hasn't done anything in this case, or at least I think hasn't tampered with this case? Because he's actually contributing. Last time Tagami was just doing nothing but trying to like F with us. Because they messed up with Chihiro's body and tied it up and stuff like that. There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body because Hiro's not strong enough. You can't take it off by yourself. Yep, you cannot take it off by yourself. Let's click on this. So you can't take it off by yourself.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
We had to do the clasp at the back. I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy, don't you? I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Yep, and also I just want to compliment the game for always having fully voice-acted scenes here because it's much easier on the voice for a Let's Player, but also like it keeps you interested through the entire trial hearing their voices, I think.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself?
Sorry, it skipped out. My bad.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
So what I'm thinking so far is that Robo Justice is a complete and utter red herring. They put it on Hiro so that it would seem that Hiro attacked these people. Now the issue is with all of this that I'm getting at here is that Hiro was still in the costume all this time. Like, he did not take off the costume, it seems, by the time he got it on, whoever put it on, since the attack started. We now know from our investigation there's not two, well, we don't think there's two costumes running around the place. But Ifumi said that he saw Hiro. How could Ifumi have seen Hiro? If Hiro was in the costume this whole time, unless there's some way we could see through his eyes or through the helmet or something, seeing it was Hiro? Because it's crazy to me that someone who is as informative as Celeste and someone who's so aware of her surroundings as Celeste would not be able to tell it was Hiro in the costume, but Ifumi could. And that's not an insult to Ifumi, it's just they have very different personalities and Celeste seems way more focused on everyone around her. If that makes sense. There's something really, really weird going on here, because I have, like... I don't know, there's something really weird going on here.
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten